looking back on last year's team, do you think that they actually have a realistic chance of maybe not even this year, but let's just say at some point in the future, building a team similar to the way they structured that team? Or do you think because of the way the cap's going, the way everything has happened last year, that they just won't be able to return to that or even build the roster that way?
I think what the Niners had was a product of being terrible from 2015 to 2018. That's 4 years of picking in the top 10. And when you do that, you're supposed to be a good team by year 5 because you have, 5 first-round picks on your D-line.
Yeah.
You can't – I mean, that's how the NFL's set up. You look at teams like Jacksonville. They should be that in a couple of years if they don't blow it.
Exactly.
So the Niners are now in the cycle where they're picking later in the draft. All of a sudden, you're going to see the depth dwindle. The guys who were young and cheap in the Super Bowl, Kittle, Armstead, Bosa, Warner, all of a sudden are going to be the cornerstone for expensive players in your team, and it's going to be almost the opposite of what you had in the Super Bowl. So I don't think they're going to be able to recreate that. Doesn't mean they won't make it back to the Super Bowl. They'll have to find a new formula.
Yeah, no, and I think that's super fair. I was thinking exactly along those same lines kind of last few days. And just based off that, how do you think they should be building their team going into the future? Because I think we all recognize that they're going to have to make some tough decisions, especially in the next few years, and they're going to have to make some really hard.
Look, I have an answer for you right now. Okay, this is a legit answer.
Yeah.
As long as they have, I think we can all agree that Jimmy Garoppolo is like a average starter when healthy. Average. He's not bad. He's average. As long as the Niners have average quarterback play, they shouldn't be spending $27 million a year. They have Kyle Shanahan. They have one of the most respected offensive coaches in the league. They shouldn't have to pay top dollar for average quarterback play. If that's the best you can get a guy on a rookie deal or get Ryan Fitzpatrick and make it work because you're Kyle Shanahan. Why is Jimmy Garoppolo this franchise crutch when even you don't think he's that good? So yeah, stop spending all this money on quarterbacks unless the guy's really worth it. Because I look at Josh Rosen, Jimmy Garoppolo. Rosen is the more talented one. Jimmy Garoppolo is making all this money. What if Josh Rosen becomes the starting quarterback making $900,000 a year? All of a sudden, you're much more like the team you had in 2019 than the team it is. Now you can do some things.
Yeah.
Stop spending for these average quarterbacks.
No, and I think that's super fair from the quarterback position, especially because I think the way the league is now, if you don't have a top 8 guy, or it's like you have to have that top 8 guy who you're paying a ton, or that top 15 to 30 guy who you're paying absolutely nothing.
For example, the Patriots are right there with it. The Patriots don't like spending a lot of money on quarterback. Even when they had Brady, they were always convincing him to take less.
Yeah.
But now they're in the market for a quarterback. And I think a lot of people.
And how many flyers did they take on guys in the second, third, and fourth
and
fifth rounds where they would turn into backups and future starters for other teams? I mean, that's the way to get value.
True. But real quick, with the Patriots right now, what they're doing post Brady is interesting. They brought in Cam Newton for like $1 million last year, as cheap as could be. That didn't really work out. So now they're going to try something else. And a lot of people were assuming that they would go after a guy like Jimmy, but they ain't.
No.
Instead, word is they're interested in Marcus Mariota. And you know what? It's smart. I would rather have Marcus Mariota than Jimmy Garoppolo because Marcus Mariota is at least half the price, and he's mobile. And his arm is at least as good as what Jimmy's arm is now. So, yeah, it makes total sense. What the Patriots are doing at the quarterback spot, go cheaper than everyone else, is doable because there's just the NFL is flooded with average quarterbacks in a way that it wasn't 10 years ago because you can't touch them. You can't even touch them anymore.
No, you can't. You can't. No. And just real quick, because I know I've been on for a bit, with the quarterback position, with the way things played out with Stafford, and the way the Niners clearly I don't think they valued him like the other teams did. They just did not. They didn't seem to have the interest that other teams did. I mean, there was that report that Carolina was actually seriously offering 8, and then they asked for Aaron Donald today. Like, that's crazy, right? They asked for Aaron Donald?
They asked for Aaron Donald?
Oh, they asked for Aaron Donald. Rappaport reported today. He's like,
I was just looking. They got the same package for Stafford that the Broncos got for Cutler in 2008. Yeah. Remember when the Broncos traded Cutler to the Bears and everyone said, man, Josh McDaniels is crazy. What are you doing? Now, he ended up getting fired because he drafted Tebow. But the Bears trading 2 firsts and a third and Kyle Orton for Jay Cutler, ooh, that's bad.
It's bad.
Ooh, that's bad.
Well, and just looking at how things are playing out now,
there's a lot of similarities between Cutler and Stafford too.
Oh yeah,
cannons.
Oh yeah,
cannons with excuses galore.
Well, and it's the same. It's not at the same level, but it's the same sort of thing with Carson Wentz. I mean, I think I talked to you a few weeks ago about all these different quarterbacks I threw at you, and one was Derek Carr, and you immediately said like people don't like that guy. People hate Carson Wentz. I mean,
I didn't know that because he's all in Philly, and I don't really. But wow. Oh, coaches, teammates, no one likes that guy.
No one supports that guy. And I mean, if you just look at the way that team responded to not only Nick Foles, but Jalen Hurts, I mean, the response that team had to him this season when their season literally meant absolutely nothing by a certain point, it's crazy, man.
Pretty clear that that locker room attitude is anyone but Carson. Anyone but Carson.
Anyone.
And the rumor is now that they're going to trade Carson to the Bears for Foles and picks. That is too freaking funny. Too funny.
And please, just real quick, Grant, tell me we're not going to trade for him because that would just.
No, that would be terrible. He has the worst contract in the NFL. And again, why are you trading for Carson Wentz when you have Josh Rosen? Why?
Or Jimmy Garoppolo, even. If you look at the difference between the two, it's like one guy is just more expensive, a little bit younger, and someone people like even less.
But I mean, with Wentz, it's like what the allure is the physical tools.
Right.
He's got a strong arm. He's a big guy. Rosen has a strong arm. Like, why are you trading multiple picks and bringing in the guy with the worst contract, legitimately, in the NFL? Who he's not even average. He got freaking benched this year. His quarterback rating was 72, and he's like, well, he didn't have any pass protection. Well,
my only thing with that, my only problem with that is the same problem you have with all these college quarterbacks is if we take someone else and put put that person in their situation, how do they do? And you look at what Jalen Hurts did, like, I wasn't super impressed by all the things he did, but I mean, he was better than Carson.
He's better than Wentz, period.
Better than Wentz. I mean,
period. And he wasn't even, though I look at Hurts, he's not accurate enough to be an NFL starter. No, he's always going to complete like 53. He's better than Wentz. So what does that say about Big Carson?
And not only did that offense rally around him, but the defense. I mean, the defense looked like they were trying so hard for Jalen Hurts. That was their guy. So I'm
damning. It's damning for Carson. Jeez, he's got to work on that. But again, he's one of these guys who's now probably has $60 million, and now it's like, how much do you even care anymore if teammates like him?
He's from
if you play well,
if you doesn't want to spend a lot of money on,
he's set for life right now. He can go back to North Dakota and be the richest guy in North Dakota and live like a king.
He could
be like, you know what, I got screwed in the NFL.
Either quarterback coach or whatever,